Back in 2009, me and my family were trying to find a church home, and we stumbled upon St. Mark, and we tried it for a couple weeks. And we thought the music was good, the sermons were amazing.
At first, when we went to Sunday school, it was I was a little shy because I didn't know any of these people here. And a couple classes later, a couple weeks later, I got to know these people, and they started becoming some of my friends.
About a couple months later, me and my brother got into the youth programs, and the Smash group stuck out, and it's become like a family.
Like, we got to go to the fair and we got to dunk Pastor Mike, and it was really funny.
This is a really cool place to be, like people can accept you and, they like me. And I'd never really experienced that a lot in my life, so the fact that somebody did like me, it felt good to know that somebody cared and wanted to help me through my spiritual life with God.
How thankful I was for Smash, and how thankful I was that for a group of friends that I have and for the group of friends that I just met, and that they accepted me, and that I finally am in a place where I can belong and where I can be with people that are just like me.
My wife Belinda discovered St. Mark's. I was working nights at the time, and she was visiting different churches and came to St. Mark's, and she fell in love with it.
Yeah.
Came home, told me about it.
I loved it. I loved the greeting out in the courtyard, the greeting I got when I walked through the door. It was awesome.
It's hard for me to imagine what our lives would have been like if we had not become a part of the St. Mark family. 42 years ago, when we moved to Phoenix, I still recall our very first Sunday here when a very friendly couple made us feel very welcome. They invited us to a chili supper that very first night, and we immediately felt at home.
And our faith was number one, obviously. And so when it comes down to the kids, we have two sons, and there was never a question in my mind as to bringing them up in the church, belonging to church, believing in Christ, and staying believers.
Our faith is something we want to pass down to them.
What's really enjoyable for me is when I show up here at St. Mark is to see my entire family involved with the church. The grandchildren are involved in Sunday school. They all take a part, and to me that is very rewarding as a father and a grandparent.
Over time, God has shown how active He is in this place. It's easy to take for granted what we have today, but this is here because of committed people who've gone before us.
My grandma started coming here over 50 years ago, and one of her hopes was that generations down that we'd be connected in church the same way that she was when she was younger.
And we think about the people years and years ago that started this through sacrifice, and it's benefiting those now.
Like us. We're
Certainly,
benefiting.
like us. People they would have never thought of at the time, the generations to come.
My husband and I are very grateful that the time and talents and financial investment that we've made in St. Mark, and that has carried a legacy going forward for many generations.
As we look at the empty lot here, we can see God's not done here. Just as the people gone before us invested in the church, you have the opportunity to invest in a church, and the legacy will be that you thought enough of God's work to be part of it and to make it important in your life so that others will be touched in the future.
And I often think what a blessing it is in the short time that we've been here, how you see St. Mark's filling up and filling up and filling up, to where I sit in the back at Sunday morning worship and see there's just not that many seats left. It's a great thing. So it's our opportunity now to invest ourselves for those future generations, like those in the past have done for us.
It was very rewarding to see the outcome of how my family has stuck with God, and they believe in Christ. He's by our side all the time, and the grandchildren are just. It's a blessing to have the grandchildren who are involved in the church and get to learn Jesus. And this is the legacy I get to be part of.
Just a note to everybody here who's gone here before me, thank you.
So seize the opportunity today, pray continually, give as you've been blessed, and be the people that the believers in the future who come here give thanks for.